Morning all, right, this is one for, I've got my little black book here, BH Transport and Haulage, and Addy the Real Slim Shady. Like I say, sorry they've been coming, but I've banked them up a bit. One question was, how do you get good feedback? And the other question was, should you leave feedback before, hang on, what was I say here? Should you leave feedback before you get paid? Right, now I did one before saying, oh, well, basically something, and I'm going to change me plea slightly. Firstly, how to get good feedback on the exchange. Well, we've done one recently, which was, you know, the three things that'll factor you get in a job. And I said the most important thing is money and how close you are to the job. Feedback is not the most important thing. Since then, I've had comments, people saying, no, feedback is the most important thing. I don't know about that. Because if you turn around and say the job's got 200 quid on it, and a guy's got the best feedback in the world, 1,000 all positive, but he's quoted you 250, you can't book him because you haven't got 250 on it. If he's got the best feedback in the world, but he's 100 miles away, still can't book him because he's 100 miles away. So I would say the most important things are money and location. Feedback is the third. Other people will disagree with me, man. They might turn around and go, I don't care. I don't care if his money is bang on cheap and he's right on top of it. If his feedback isn't pristine, I won't use him. I'll pick someone else. So everyone does it a different way. But there is no shortcuts with getting feedback. The only way to do it is to do it properly. So basically what you need to do is what I've said all the way along. Don't co-load. Don't take two jobs at once. Take one job. Go straight to the job. Be realistic about the time you're going to take to get there. So don't tell them you're going to be there in 20 minutes. If you're going to be there an hour, because if you turn up late, that's against you. So be realistic. Keep the shipper informed all the way. If anything goes wrong, get to the job. Be polite. Be clean. Be tidy. Have a clean van. Get the job picked up. Sometimes go the extra mile. I had one guy this morning. I was tipping this morning, and the guy said, "Oh, by the way, just to let you know, they said the driver was excellent." And I went, "Really? Oh, it's nice to hear. Thank you very much." I mean, I don't know what I did. It was excellent. I mean, we couldn't get it on as a pallet, so we had to take it off the pallet, put the pallet on, and handboard it on, and re-strap it up. I wouldn't say that was particularly going the extra mile, but sometimes that makes a difference. Turn up, do what they ask you to do, as long as it's not unreasonable. If they're asking you to take 100 boxes up 10 flights of stairs, then you're straight on the phone to the shipper going, "This wasn't part of the deal, mate." Get it straight there as quick as you can. Don't co-load it. Get it off. Get it signed. Get everything sent through. And keep doing that. If you keep doing that, you just keep doing a good job. Eventually, you will build up some feedback. I will say also, as a side note, as someone made a point in the Sunday Q&A, if you want decent feedback, a better way to build it up quicker is not to work for the big firms. There are big firms out there, and you'll see them because their jobs ping up all the time. The problem is, and also you can go down here, it'll say, no, this is not always true. Don't get me wrong. There are big firms out there. I know a firm over in Letchworth, and I'm sure that they would be super duper with it. But some of the really big firms, if it says like 4,000 jobs, they're not so personable. Whereas if you get like one who's only done like 20, 50, 100 jobs, you're more likely to be able to speak to the guy on the phone that you did the job for. You're more likely, if you're polite, you've done a good job, to say, "Can you leave me feedback, please?" And he's more likely to do it. This is just a general rule of thumb. That doesn't go across the board. So don't you all scream at me, go, "No, we're a big firm, we leave feedback all the time." Sure, some of you do. But as a rule of thumb, you're more likely to get feedback if you do jobs for the smaller firms. So that's what you've got to do. Do the job right. I mean, there's a million videos telling you how to do the job right. Do the job right. Get there. When you finish the job and it's all finished and everybody's happy, ring the shipper, go, "Everything's fine, all done. Is there any possibility?" So, you know, you throw yourself in your sword, say, "Look, I'm new to this," or "I haven't got much good feedback. I would really appreciate it if you could leave me some good feedback," you know, or a text message saying, "Job done, everything's fine. Please, I appreciate it if you could give me some more feedback. Give me some decent feedback and I'll do the next one cheaper." You won't, but tell them. The next question that came about was the one from, what's his name? The Real Slim Shady, AD the Real Slim Shady, AD Shady, I guess. Should you leave feedback before you get paid? Now, before I would say yes. So just keep giving positive feedback. When you start, positive feedback all the way. But we've kind of stuck with this one in the fact that we had a few people, chippers, didn't pay us. And we've had to chase them 30 days, 60 days. And if you've already left the feedback, you've got no recourse. So it's a bit like, well, you've done it now. You can't change. I used to think you could change it after the event. You could change it from a positive to a negative. You can't now. Should you leave the feedback before you get changed? I would say no. Because, okay, if you leave the feedback, it's a bit of like 6 one half dozen the other. If you leave the feedback quickly, you say they're brilliant, they're more likely to give you positive feedback. But then on the flip side of things, if you leave the feedback quickly and they don't pay you, you've got no way of informing everybody else, hang on a second, because we've done that before. You've gone, hang on, oh, hold on, you've got 6 negatives on here, and then you go through it. Couldn't get paid, and you go, well, no, we'll swerve that one. So it's kind of like a warning system to all the other drivers, and also to stop people coming on and Mickey Mouse in it by just going on, because theoretically you could do that. It's like a long firm, isn't it? Set up, run a load of jobs, 30 days, 60 days, 90 days, and then fold it and then reopen someone else. That does happen. Not very often, I'm sure, and I think if you go on the CX forum, there's a lot of debate, a lot of, because people clock them very quickly and go, don't touch this guy, because he's the same bloke as we don't work for 3 months ago, So this is my usual, I don't know what I'm talking about, clueless video, but I would say, on the whole, if you want decent feedback, there's no shortcuts. The best way to do it is just to get out there, do the jobs, do them efficiently, do them quickly, do them well, maybe ask politely at the end of the job if you can get feedback. And should you leave feedback before you get paid, I would say no. I welcome your comments. We shall raise them on Sunday. Hope you're all well. I'm in a lovely situation in the fact that I got here and the guy turns around and he says, can you wait half an hour? I said, actually, my friend, you're in luck, I can. Because I had a 15-minute break this morning when I had to go to Morrison's and do the morning ablutions and all that kind of stuff, and I would have had to take half an hour anyway. So I'm actually on rest at the moment. I'm sitting in the cab talking to you on the video. Got my flask of tea, and as soon as it comes on, I'll get the pallet on, and away I go, taking care and taking money.